Whew.
You don't want to go down that road with me.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if we can ever have a episode where we talk about our dreams. Not like
we can
not like aspiration dreams, but like literally the dreams
like
that
dreams.
we've had, bro.
I've had some wild fucking dreams.
Maybe we should. Maybe let's burn through this and see. Let's burn through this and see what we come up to, because you never know.
For sure. All right, what's going on, Piglets? It's your boy Taylor B, and I'm joined by my aquatic co-hosts Daniel and Joey. Welcome to another installment of Culture by the Uncultured. And before we go any further, be sure to click that follow or subscribe button. And remember, Culture by the Uncultured is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Culture by the Uncultured. That's one word. And back to the show. All right, so speaking of dreams, all right, I got a couple quick ones that I can throw out there before we get into this whole the Smite homie beef that I want to talk about. Some weird shit, you know. So one dream I had was about like I know Daniel's seen where I lived, and like across the street from me, like immediately directly across from me, there is another home, like the backside of their home or whatever, right? Like a wall basically that leads to other homes. But in my dream, I'm living in the same spot, but it's like parts of IB are connected for some reason. Like it kind of looks like, you know, like if you ever go to IB and like you go kind of down towards the end, there's like all those like apartments and stuff. Like kind of heading towards like Secret Beach. So like it looked like that area. But anyway, it was like me, it was Luis, his wife, and I think Lawrence. We went across the street and there's a taco shop there, this big ass taco shop. And like they have like a little like statue of like this pig or whatever, right? He's like, it's almost like the pig was like sticking out of a barn window, like waving his hand or whatever. And I was like, all right, cool, whatever. So we started eating the food, and the food tastes terrible. It's awful. There's like a black lady at the register, you know. She's kind of like Southern or something. She keeps calling us baby and stuff and sugar or whatever. And I'm like, all right. And then Luis is like,
are you sure this didn't really happen? Because
I'm sure this didn't really happen.
Okay.
But Luis, he like grabs the burrito and he's like, hey, lady. And she's like, what's going on, baby? And he just like slams the burrito in the freaking trash can, like hella like low-key disrespectful. And she's like, oh, baby, you ain't got to do all that. And he was like, oh, whatever. And he like, we all left or whatever, right? And like we went our separate ways. And I went to like a friend's house. They're like watching the UFC fight. I remember I seen Justin, for whatever reason, he was hanging out with like a bunch of like neighborhood kids, and like a lot of them were black kids or whatever, you know? Like they're like playing like football and like throwing the ball, passing balls around and playing basketball on the street and stuff or whatever, you know? Like regular like, you know, neighborhood stuff or whatever, right? And or at least like back in the day, I don't know about today, but like back in the day. So I go to my friend's house. There's all kinds of people there. We're like watching the UFC fight or whatever. And then I don't know what happens, but like my shirt gets messed up. And like some chick there's like, oh, like why don't you just, you live like down the street anyways, why don't you just go home and change real quick? And I was like, oh yeah, you're right. I'll just grab another shirt real quick and come back. So I leave. And as I'm walking down the street, I like look at the taco shop that's across from me. And then I see like that statue that I was talking about, the pig statue. It's like crawling back. It's like going back to like its little hole. So like it's moving. But there's like a wire that looks like it's attached to my house. Like almost like it was like walking on a tight wire, like to get back into that place or whatever. And I was like, what the hell? Like that's super weird. And, you know, I go into my house real quick, change my shirt, and I go into the taco shop. And then the black lady's like super out of breath, like, whoo. And then like I look at her and there's like blood on her forehead or something. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and it just like, I don't know why it freaked me out. And she was just like, oh, darling, like, baby, what you want? And I was just like, and I just ran. And I was like super scared. I like went back to my friend's house. People were still watching the fight. And I'm like telling them what I see. Like, oh man, like this lady, she's a killer or something. Like I seen her going back. Like that's not a statue, it's a costume. Like I know she was in there. She killed somebody. I don't know what she did. She might have put like surveillance up on my house. I don't know if she's trying to watch me or whatever. Because my homeboy like disrespected her on the low or whatever. Like I'm like freaking the fuck out, like tripping hard as fuck. And they're like, no, you're crazy. That's a statue, bro. Like, you're tripping. You must be high. Somebody must have slipped you something, yada, yada. And then, like, that was pretty much the end of it. But, like, it was so weird because I'm not scared of nobody or anything like that no more. Like at my big old age, like, that shit, like, stuff like that does not scare me. But, like, I remember being so, like, scared and terrified. And I was like, damn, like, when I woke up, I was like, nothing scare me like that no more. Like, not even, like, a haunted trailer. So, like, a quick, maybe, like, a little jump, like, ooh, you know. But, like, not, like, I'm afraid, like I don't want to go home. Oh my God, like I'm so scared, you know, like it was crazy. But that was one of my crazy dreams, though. But if you want to go ahead, Daniel.
Are you sure you want me to go?
I'll make mine quick. This is one of my favorite dreams I ever had, bro. I can do two real quick. One was I had this one dream that kind of remade the idea of Wonkaland. You know, the Chocolate Factory, when
Yeah.
when he plays a little piano, and then the thing opens up and it's a world full of candy and everything's edible. Well, I had a dream that my Wonka world was also edible, but it was all real food. It wasn't candy. So you could only imagine, you know what I'm saying? Like the bark on the tree was bacon, you know what I mean? Like instead of apples on the tree, it was like cheeseburgers. You know what I mean? Like it was insane. That was cool. But then one of the craziest dreams I had was actually something that was scarier when I woke up. I had this dream that I ate these 2 giant marshmallows. I mean giant marshmallows. I'm talking like the size of a small home. You know what I mean? I ate these 2 giant marshmallows, and
The size of a small home?
yes, sir, 2 of them. And when I woke,
Damn.
when I woke up, my pillows were gone. And I didn't know what to do.
What?
Yeah, when I woke up, my pillows were gone, and for like 2-3 seconds, I freaked because I woke up. You know, it's one of those dreams where it's like, if I had forgot what the dream was, I would have had no effect. But as soon as I woke up, all I could remember was, what the fuck did I just do? And I stretch out and I realize, and I go to grab my pillow because usually when I wake up, I grab my pillow, turn to the opposite side, stretch a little bit, you know, lay down for another 30 minutes. And I stretch out, reach to grab my pillow, and it's not there. And I'm like, oh no. So then I quickly do like a turnaround and get on my knees and my hands just to like position myself for some real shit. And I'm looking and there's no pillows, bro. And then finally I reached down the side of my bed and I filled my pillows. So like
I was about to say, you did not eat the motherfuckers.
Bro, but see, what had happened was the night before I had washed my sheets and I didn't pull it out the dryer. I just fell asleep. So on my bed, it was just like a whatever sheet and then my 2 pillows without the cases on them. And so I'm thinking, oh shit, I ate my pillows last night. And I had a dream that there were marshmallows. Scared, bro, weirdest shit ever.
You were like, my poop is about to be all types of weird right now.
Yeah, it was weird, but that's the one that comes to mind all the time.
Damn. So I mean, I'm struggling to see what direction I'm gonna go with this. How much time we got? I guess I got somewhere. I've met the devil face to face. I've seen that nigga.
Oh my god!
I'll just I've had.
That sounds like a good starting point.
I've had 2 reoccurring dreams since childhood that I still have to this day. They just keep evolving as I get older.
I have those too. I have 2 of those. Nice.
I don't have any reoccurring dreams.
If I get into the devil, when people are going to turn off. So let me just go to the most recent one I had then, because
somebody already praying over this audio right now. They already started praying. As soon as he said the devil, they was like, "Oh Lord, let me get out my Bible right now."
These dreams are nightmares. What the? Okay, Meek Mill.
I'll just go to the most recent one I had. I'm not going to go to the devil one yet. If you have, you know, is anybody talking about, oh, I want to hear more of the dream talk, I can go to the devil one. But let me see. The most recent one I had, Joey was actually it. So we go back in time. We're like in the 80s or something like that. And me and Joey are walking through this neighborhood we've never been in. And we ended up going to this basketball court. And, you know, me and Joey grew up playing basketball together all the time. So we're like, oh, let's play a little bit. And there's some people running around on the court. And then I instantly recognize, I'm like, yo, that's like 15-year-old Michael Jordan over there. Right. And he's like running around dunking on everybody. And I'm like, yo. And then I'm like, Joey, Joey, and he jumped, like, yo, he dumped it on everybody. He's gonna be real nice one day. And then so there was this other like little kid there, and he was trying to play with us and all that, right? And he's like, I don't really know how to shoot. And then like me and Joy were kind of just like, we kind of coached him up a little bit. We're like, you hold the ball like this, you know, you aim with your left hand or whatever, and then and then put your hand in the cookie jar at the end. And he was like, okay. So he tried and he made it. But what the crazy part is, like, that was a legend that who were teaching how to shoot basketball. But because in real, I recognize him, but I can't remember his name right now. But in real life, he's like a legendary basketball player. I was like, yo, we just taught this man how to play basketball. Like, yo, he owe us some money or something. And then we're done playing basketball. Michael Jordan takes off. He does his little walk off into the sunset to the rest of his career in life. And I'm like, all right, let's go. So we're walking through the neighborhood and we're going to different sections. There's a favela in this neighborhood, there's the regular ghetto in the neighborhood. And there's like these little signs. And then Joey stops at one of the signs and he's just like, yo, this is a riddle. And I'm looking at the riddle and the time had already gone down. And and instantly we were like, yo, has there been one of these in each one of these neighborhoods? We just kept walking past it. And there was timing on it. And so basically, if we didn't get to solve all the riddles in the time, like something bad was about to happen, like a bomb was about to go off or something like that. So we were
what the hell is going on?
We're over here dealing with the Riddler.
So we were like trying to scramble back to find all of them, all these different neighborhoods we were going through. And then we got to the last one, and it was some crazy hard question. It was like 4 sentences long. And we were like, "Oh my god, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?" And I was like, "I know what I'm about to do." And I closed my eyes and I woke up. So I'm sorry, Joey. I left you hanging there.
I know what I'm about to do. You closed your eyes and woke up.
Clearly, there's an imposter among us.
Lord.
So shit gets real and he bones out. All right, good to know.
I know what I'm about to do.
Just chilling with teenage Michael Jordan before he even made the high school team. And then going solving riddles in these ghetto neighborhoods. He said it was a ghetto and a favela. When did Compton pick up and move to Brazil? That is definitely crazy. That's so crazy. So I've had some really crazy dreams. Nothing too wild, but it's usually those ones that you have those dreams and you wake up and you try to decipher it and you can't figure it out, and then you go about your day and you forget by the next day.
The dreams I have, I remember like for life. Like I'm telling you, if we really want to turn this into the dream podcast where I can go for the whole hour, I'm telling you, I got some crazy stuff going on my head. That's why these scary movies never scare me. You can make an entire movie or a TV show just in my head, just when I can put together all the dreams.
Dreamville, man, I hated that. In middle school, there was this teacher that I didn't have this teacher, and I totally forgot his name. But this dude, I always felt like he just hated me. And one day I had a dream that this dude said something out the side of his neck again, and I just turned around and I started strangling him, and his eyes started popping out of his head like those toys. You know what I mean? Like those gel toys when you squeeze them and their eyes get all
stress
big.
Relief ones. Yeah.
Bro, it was so cartoony. It was hilarious. But when I was doing this and strangling him, right? Like the other teacher's like, "Oh my God, let him go. Oh my God, let him go." And all the kids are egging me on. Yeah, choke his ass. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, I've had dumb little short dreams
little
like that.
Badass kids.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, Joey.
I had some short little insignificant dreams.
I'm telling you, man, Joey got superhuman strength in dreams. Like, remember that one where I remember I had when we were in like high school or something like that, a little bit after high school, we were at a party and then Joey got in a fight with somebody and like he went to punch him, but instead of like a straight on punch, it was like put
like a power fist.
Yeah. And
like how MMA finishes on the ground.
Yeah, that's what it was. And dude's head exploded against the wall, and I was like, "Yo, what is happening?"
That is one dream I do remember Daniel bringing to my attention a long time ago. It was kind of weird too. Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, like it kind of, I guess like bringing up the dreams really kind of happened because I don't really have vivid dreams or dreams that I remember very often. When I do, I usually write them down or whatever. But then like it kind of was happening back to back, so I started like making videos about them. I ended up just deleting them, but like I told my sister about one. She thought maybe it might have been a spiritual dream. Actually, the pig one, my mom thought the same thing too. And I had another one that was kind of loosely based around like Sweet Home, but it was just really weird. And I was like, this is strange. This game really.
Are you saying you Muslim now? You off the pork?
No.
Oh, okay, because I had a bacon sandwich today. I ain't go for it.
Like my mom threw out there that she's like, did you ever think about the fact that maybe the pig was eating the lady? That's why she had blood on her head. And I was like, what? I was like, no, I don't think so. I didn't think so, but
I got a question about that dream though. You said that your buddy grabbed the burrito and got the lady's attention and threw it down in the
that
trash
shit in
can.
the trash.
Now,
Yes.
is that somewhat characteristic of your friend?
No, Luis. That's what I'm talking about. Luis. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I was just saying if that's something that he might do, like even like maybe he'd be
No, like he seemed angry when he did it. Like I was like, why is he so mad about this? Like I know it's not good, but damn, like he kind of
check on your friend. Just might have to check out your friend.
He like spiked that shit in the trash can, and I was like, that's disrespectful. Like I've actually seen somebody do something similar to that in real life. Years ago, when we were like raving and stuff like that, it was with Johnny, and there was this other this Asian Johnny. He was like a little bit older than us, and this girl, I can't remember. I think her name was Megan actually. We went to a taco shop after like a week or the previous night of them having partied. I wasn't with them, but we went to Super Sergio's over in it's like off of Sweetwater, I think, and over in National City, and he had only Johnny ordered a burrito. The Asian Johnny ordered a burrito. They put it on a tray and gave it to him and all that stuff. But then after we had all sat down to talk and chill and eat or whatever, they come up to him and tell him no, you guys can't be here no more or whatever, because I don't think it was Johnny. I think it was his little brother and his friends. But they flooded the bathroom a previous night or a week ago or some shit like that, fucking around or whatever, right? But they were obviously a big group, and they tried to say no, that wasn't even us, bro. That was somebody else, yada yada. But they're no, you guys got to leave or whatever. And the Asian Johnny was pretty pissed because he was like, yo, y'all just let me buy this food from you guys, and now you're telling me I have to leave your establishment? What kind of service is that? So he takes a thing of hot sauce, and then moves the tray, puts the burrito on the table itself. It's douses the table in hot sauce, and then slams the tray on the fucking burrito, and we walk out.
Jeez.
And I was like, that's some disrespectful shit.
Dang.
But
I'm pretty well behaved out in public. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So stuff like that just seems so how could you just turn up like that?
I'm also black though, so I know there's a lot of shit that I won't get away with. Let me try. He would have had 3 cop cars coming up. He on that crack, I think, or something. I seen him.
Yeah.
So I saw the devil, right? And
oh my god.
All right. Well, I gotta. Since we're on dreams, I don't want to go too long on it, but we have to find out if we've ever had similar dreams. Have you ever had the falling dream or being chased?
Of course.
Dream or anything?
Yeah. No.
You never been chased by anything in your dreams?
Oh, chased by something? Oh yeah, definitely. That's one of the recurring ones. I'm still getting chased by that damn thing. I had Mo murder me in my dream one. I'm telling you, bro.
You died in a dream? Hold on.
Yeah. I kid you not.
You actually died. You felt death happen to you in your dream.
Yes, from Elmo.
So I'm not saying you didn't just get stabbed or choked out or whatever. No, you died.
Okay. I'll just tell the story. Dang it. Okay.
All right.
So I'm rolling around this other neighborhood, and it's pitch black in there. The only light are the street lights. And they make that little cone shape. The light makes a little cone shape. It's just this little circle on the street.
Yeah,
that's the only thing on there. So I'm running and I'm jumping from roof to roof like I'm the Black Santa Claus or something like that. But I'm running, and then I look and I see Elmo dancing on one of the little lights overhanging the street, and I'm just like, okay. So I just went over there and I just started dancing with him. He's like, oh, come dance with me. So I'm dancing, and he stops dancing, and he looks at me, and I'm like, and I stopped dancing too, and he pushed me off the light. And I kid you not, I felt the impact of the ground and everything, and I felt I felt the pain, and then I felt this calming sensation come over me, and then I woke up, and then I went to sleep, and had the same exact dream happen. I kid you not, he was in a different spot. He was in a different spot this time. He was on another roof, that one of the roofs I was jumping to, and I'm jumping towards him, and he pushes me before I can land on the roof. And the same exact thing, I smack and I hit the bottom of the curb, right where my neck and right where your neck and your back meet. I felt the curb hit right there, and then I could feel myself die again, and then I woke up.
That's fucking crazy. But it makes me want to read you guys one of the dreams that I have written down about Angelica and Tommy Pickles and these other beings. There's a shit ton on here. There's a shit.
Come on, yeah.
I want to move on though. I want to move on.
Straight up.
We'll bring it back to another story time, maybe next episode, and we'll go back into some dream telling or whatever. Because I got some shit written down for sure. But real quick, I want to go into this whole Smite debate or whatever. Right? As you guys all know, I'm pretty consistent gamer. I play this game called Smite with a bunch of my homeboys. Luis actually included in that. DJ Gilbert and John and like a bunch of people you guys probably don't even know. I don't even know them actually. They hang out more with my brother playing Yu-Gi-Oh on weekends and whenever they have time available than they do with me. Anyway, though, so it's already been pretty. So the game is up to 5 players, like team up wise, right? So you play 5 people and you play versus another 5 people, and they're like gods, like legendary warriors or whatever. It's a MOBA multiplayer online battle arena for those of you that don't know. And like when there's more than 5 of us, we'll try to do like, let's do a 3v3 if there's 6 people, or 4v4 if there's 8 people, or a 5v5, which is the max if there's 10 people. So like everybody kind of talks shit. You guys know Gilbert. You guys have played Madden with him. That guy is the king of shit talking, right? There's other guys just like that in this group of people that we play with. So like Gilbert shit talks. My friend, my homie that they call Blue Ghost, named Sergio, he shit talks. Everybody's a pretty good shit talker especially when they're doing good or when they're winning or whatever, right?
Bruh, that's like when somebody's making a pot of something and everybody keeps coming by and tasting the food. Is like, oh no, I need some more spice, and they keep adding hot sauce, and everybody keeps coming by and adding more hot sauce. Eventually, everybody gonna take a big taste of some heat. You know what I'm saying? It's a recipe for disaster at some point.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure. So like things have been kind of getting heated or whatever. So like about a week ago, I made a tier list. Top tier, mid tier, and bottom tier, and I put people where I thought their skill level was or whatever, right?
Okay, God. Jesus.
So one of the one of the main ones that kind of was a little bit controversial to everybody was my buddy Doc. We all call him Doc. Doc Sanders is his PSN tag, and the reason why is because he plays a singular role, which is support. A lot of people don't want to play support. They want to be in the action. They want to play solo. They want to play mid. They want to play jungle. They want to be a carry. Most people don't want to play support. But Doc has played support over multiple MOBAs, League of Legends, Paragon, and of course Smite. And nobody else wants to do that. So it's like, yeah, go ahead and play that shit, And you're probably the best support that we have. So he deserves to be in top tier. That's my thinking. But people were messaging me, DMing me on Instagram, messaging me on Snapchat and on my phone. Hey, man, you got to move Doc to mid tier. He doesn't deserve to be there, blah, blah, blah. And, kind of give me their opinions on where everybody else kind of falls in. But for the most part, they for the most part agreed with it, except for people that were at the bottom. Of course, they feel like they should be higher, even though, hell no, we're not going to put you higher. So anyways, those lists come out. Everybody just keeps talking shit. The lower tiers that get carried by the top tiers, they talk shit to a team of like people with more top tiers, like, oh, the top tiers can't hang, but they're getting carried, like literally, like they're going like 0-6, like feeding the enemy team. But just because they're winning, they feel like that gives them the right to talk shit. It's like, think of it this way, like imagine if you could win a game of Madden with having less points. That's basically what like the lower guys that like are sucking ass and getting carried are doing. They're winning a game of Madden with less points.
That's the interesting about golf. the lower score is on top. But, Continue.
So of course, shit talking happens or whatever, blah, blah, blah. It keeps going. And then, like, I'm realizing, like, oh, man, I did something I just made this, like, already spicy competition even more spicier with this tier list. So then yesterday, John makes another list because, like, me and him were the main two to talk about it. And then John makes a list, and he actually puts me, myself, himself, and Dookie, or Luis, in mid-tier, top mid-tier, and then like a couple people in top tier. And then he has he has 4 tiers. So he has top tier, mid-tier 2, and bottom tier. And then like he's a lot nicer with like his reasonings and stuff. Like it says like consistent or like top in a role or whatever. Next one is like good at taking objectives, versatile or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Next one is like solid in like maybe one role and still kind of learning the map or whatever. And the other one is like doesn't really play that much, kind of still learn like the metas and stuff like that or whatever. So he's like really nice about his judgments or whatever, So people can be like, oh, well, you're right, I don't really play that much, so I could see why I'm bottom tier or whatever, right? So obviously that started another controversy about like, why am I here? Watch when I learn the meta, I'm gonna fuck John up. Like I'm gonna rock that fool. Like, people going back and forth or whatever. It was just funny shit or whatever. Actually on right now, he just hit me up, yo, we need 2 more people. We get a 5v5 and let the shit talking begin, But the last thing that I decided to do, and we haven't done it yet, we haven't started it yet, but I want to make this be like the end all be all list. What I'm going to do is make it like a regular grading scale, like for like high school, like A, B, C, and D being the lowest you can go. And I'm going to tell everybody to give somebody a letter grade, and then we're going to just tally them up, and then that'll be your grade. So that'll be like the real determiner of like what you are, because people have different reasons for why people should be lower. So like my thing is just basically, are you good at whatever you're doing? I don't care if you're versatile. I want you to be good at what you're doing. That's it. I don't want you to feed the enemy team. I want you to do your job. I want you to do whatever your role is. Damage mitigated, help other people like stay alive, whatever. Fuck, do that, and is that's your job, or whatever, right? But other people like to take versatility into account, which to me doesn't matter, because you can. That's fine that you can do other roles, but if you suck dick at that role, I don't want you to play that role, So it's interesting. I'm interested to see how people are actually going to grade people, and how we're going to get this list to actually look in the end.
Okay, I got a question.
Go ahead.
For me and other people who aren't exactly.
They're probably going to listen to this too, and they're probably going to be like, "Oh shit, what?"
All right, so good. I need to shoot some perspective real quick from somebody on the outside looking in. You guys all arrange moments to play this game at the same time. That's kind of how the gaming community goes.
Yeah.
Okay. What does any of your personal rankings have to do with the game?
So it has zero to do with the game.
Okay, no, that's it. That's it. That's all I need. Because I would never let somebody get me hyped. Like if we're playing Madden and there's ratings, I think it's just because the way your guys' game is set up to where multiple of you are on the same team or on the opposite team.
Yeah.
I think that's where you guys are. Are you creating these tiers to even out these matches or something?
To a degree, yes, because that's oftentimes what kind of goes into consideration. Like we'll play a game and we'll be like, these teams are mismatched. Like just the other day, we ran into that problem, but Gilbert and like a bunch of like the lower tier guys, like mid tier and bottom tier guys, they were like, no, fuck it, let's just run it like this. And we were like, bro, you guys will not win. It won't happen. Like even with us, even with us fucking around, and then I think we beat them 3 times to 0 times, and those are like not short matches. They're like 40 minutes long. So it was like we knew this was going to happen because of the way that the teams are separated. But so that's more so
pride sometimes, bro.
That's more so what it's.
I've been there at the park, just playing basketball. When you got some hot shots running it, and you got 2 little kids on your team, and they think they hot shit, and you're like, nah, run it back. Oh, you trying to mix up teams? Nah, I said run it back. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just be like that sometimes.
I feel you.
It's just the pride thing, especially when you said it was Gilbert on the other end. I know he's the type to like not play no shit.
He's trying to get better. I'd be feeling bad because like he doesn't have as much time as other people in the game because he stopped because of school and everything. But like I know he takes like his game.
Yeah, life.
Yeah, exactly. But he takes his gamer IQ seriously. So like if people are telling him he sucks and he's like playing shitty, he low-key takes that shit to heart. And he's like, nah, like fuck that. Like I know I have a good gamer IQ. Like I just need to learn the itemization. I need to learn the characters a little bit more, and I'll smoke anybody in this game. Like I know how good I was in yada 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 game. I can be just as good in this game, and shit like that. And there's actually like, aside from our personal tier list for our friends, there's an actual like skill list that like it will show you like how good or bad you are at the game.
Then maybe you guys should just run off of that one.
Well, we have, but like so yesterday, right? Gilbert brought it up because I totally forgot about it, and I was like, oh shit, you're right, that does exist. So I go check it out. Like we look at John's, we look at mine, we look at Luis's, we look at Gilbert's, and then when it comes to like our kill death assists, already Gilbert and me both supersede John and Luis. But Luis's excuse is because of the roles he plays, like the mages and stuff that he plays. He doesn't have escapes or whatever, et cetera, right? But these are the character teachers to play. But other things take into account too, like time and play. So like Luis has low time. He's just barely getting to like 300 hours. John has like 800 something hours in the game, and I have like 300 something hours in the game. Gilbert has like, I don't know how many, like, I don't think I think I have more hours in the game than Gilbert, he started playing a long time ago, but he had to drop it at certain points because of school and stuff like that. It's because of school and work. So I just started playing this game last year. So it's just kind of interesting to kind of take all of the information into consideration, because then you can be like, okay, like you're probably going to be like this good for like the rest of your like career of playing this game or whatever, you know. So
did Madden come up in this conversation? Because DJ was totally in our chat talking about, was Gilbert ever better than me at Madden?
So let me I'll get to the Madden thing right now. So I think it was,
I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna be very honest. There was a time at the very beginning where just like, because Gilbert's style of play in Madden is run heavy, play defense, run heavy.
Yeah.
When you're barely starting a game over again, that's probably the most consistent thing to do is run heavy, play defense, run heavy, play defense. But as everybody else was trying to figure out different ways to play, as soon as we realized, we could pass on this motherfucker. Until then, there was a time when Gilbert was probably the best one in our group. But that was a short-lived time.
So that's kind of where like the conversation got brought up. So on Sunday night, I think he like told me to watch the stream and I couldn't because I didn't have good reception where I was at. And then like I hear like DJ just 21 skunk Gilbert like 3 times in a row, and I was like, whoa, what the hell? And then all of a sudden, like they try to play for money, and then like for whatever reason, Gilbert's connection keeps like,
oh my god!
And then like TJ involves his nephew Julian. He's like, yo, like is it always Gilbert like disconnects or whatever? Right? And he's like, yeah, man. Every time I play him, I have like there's always like, some connection issue or whatever. So then like DJ recently, low key, he's gotten like really like, I call it the eye of the Jew. No offense to anybody who's Jewish listening to this podcast.
That's very.
You ever seen Beer Fest?
Yes.
You remember at the end of the thing, like that guy's talking shit to the Jewish dude, and then like they're like, he's got the eye of the Jew, put him last, or whatever, right? It's like he's been getting super intense lately, like shit talking wise. And he like always like every other day is like saying, I'm getting so tired of Gilbert shit talking or whatever. So he sucked the fuck out of Gilbert and Madden, and then Gilbert had one good excuse, but the rest of his excuses were piss poor. The majority of them, or the first two were, you're playing the meta of the game. You're swapping out people on the roster, which is something I've learned from Daniel, and I'm not even a Madden player, but I do that shit. You're swapping out for speed, so I can't even stop you.
A roster is a roster.
Yeah,
what you got to do.
Exactly. And then you're picking playbooks, blah blah blah, or whatever. That was his like first excuse. The only excuse that I would actually give to him though was, he said, you play this game like every other day or whatever. I don't even play this game except for when I play against you guys or whatever. And I was like,
then stop being competitive
exactly
with the people. It's just that's like not just video games, but any sport or any, like me, like I grew up hooping a lot, but I've hooped minimal in the last 5 years. I'm not finna go back out there and pretend like I still got it from 5-6 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna go hoop with the guys who are hooping every other day and then complain about, man, y'all just passing the ball and hitting layups, bro. Like, what are you talking about, bro? It's the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but I totally get it. It's definitely, especially like for people like, well, I don't want to say people like, but for all of us, anybody who's ever had a skill or a talent in something, and that talent comes back full circle in life, and you have to like do that shit again, you still have leftover competitive juices from when you first started. So I could stop playing Madden for 2 years, or I could stop playing FIFA for 5 years, and somebody be like, bro, I'll whoop your ass in FIFA. And I'll be like, bro, if you don't pass me that stick, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't get it all right now, you know what I mean? So I just think whatever that is in the mind, whatever medulla oblongata or whatever it is that is in these folks, they got it. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. And anything that has to do with competition or games or sports like that, they're just never going to let it go.
I can remember a moment in time where you couldn't go 2 days without Gilbert being like, $20 game. Let's go play.
Bruh, I had to leave.
And then when everybody got good, I ain't heard a single challenge.
Because it got too, because when it was our circle of friends, it was like, I'll bet $5, $10. You guys are being sissies. And then he's like, all right, $50. And then some new chump comes and he's like, I'll play $100 game. And the rest of us were just like, I'm gonna be quiet now. I'm not doing this.
Yeah, I mean, even just the other day, like that's kind of Gilbert's go-to. If like he's like kind of trying to like guilt you into like quote unquote like you're not as good as him because you're not willing to bet. That's kind of like his last.
Put your money where your mouth is, baby. That's what his
last ditch effort. And like the other day, the other day he played against Luis. They like 1v1 in this game Smite. And like I don't know if he actually ever killed Luis, but I know the first game Luis was like 5-0 against him and beat him, and he was just like Luis started going off on him like, "Yeah, shut the fuck up, bitch! You're not as good as me. You fucking suck, Gilbert. My little nephew could play better than you." I was like, "Oh my god!" And he got super quiet. He got super quiet, bro. I was like, "Damn, this is fucked up." Like, chill. He's kind of new still, like low key, like. But it was funny as fuck, bro. It was funny as fuck. I mean, I love the guy, of course, but it's just that's how some people are though. So it's just funny to kind of see when it does happen, he does shut up. I'm like, damn, they got your ass good. But
hey, the same kind of shit's been happening with our world here in politics. I mean, we're recording on the very last day of Trump being in office, I guess officially, right?
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow's the 20th. Tomorrow's inauguration day. So all this shit talking back and forth, it kind of just reminds me of everything else that's going on right now.
It's reflective of our society. I was actually going to bring that up too. The last day of President Trump and everything. He supposedly has like a bunch of pardons that is lined up or whatever, including like supposedly Lil Wayne, Kodak Black, apparently Joe Exotic.
What the fuck? What is that?
I don't know if this is gonna happen or not. Supposedly,
if he want to impress me, I want to see Bill Cosby walking out tonight. If you want to impress me, I need Bill Cosby.
Supposedly, Joe Exotic
walking out tonight.
Joe Exotic rented a limo that's parked outside like the prison, waiting for him for when he gets pardoned.
He ordered his own limo in hopes that he gets pardoned.
Yes, it sounds
ridiculous. What the fuck is going on?
There's his camp. I guess his people are saying they're confident that he's going to get pardoned or whatever. It's crazy. I mean, the whole presidential. I feel like I don't think in the history of like America, maybe because it's with the social media and everything that's going on now, it's a little bit different. But like with Barack Obama, I don't really remember this whole pardoning thing kind of going like super crazy. Like, oh, who's he gonna get out of prison and stuff like that, But we're living in strange times, boys. Aside from that, though, how about all those terrorists that are getting put on the no-fly list?
Right,
those videos are hilarious, and low key, I kind of wish I was flying somewhere so I could see one and just kind of experience that whole like, gosh, like, how do you even like? Could you imagine like going so? Especially like, I didn't really see any masks, but like, imagine kind of hiding your identity to some degree or whatever, and then like you go to an airport and then they know that who you are, because like Twitter and like Facebook be on that shit, like they be on it quick. So like you go to an airport and try to fly somewhere, and they're like, oh no, as a matter of fact, the police are coming to get you right now. Like, what?
By terrorists, you mean the people that stormed, right?
Yes, the white devils.
Real terrorists.
Yes,
the white devils.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, because I heard on the story today on YouTube, they were talking about, the FBI is just showing up at people's homes, talking about, we saw your cell phone pinged off that tower. So tell us, what were you doing? Let's check all your social media accounts real quick while we're here. You taking the pictures while you were there? Let me see.
What if it's all for show? Like, I don't mean to dive into the conspiracy corner, but what if it's all for show? What if it's just on social media that, we're going after these terrorists, we're doing this, we're doing that, and then really they just invite them in for like some tea and crumpets.
Dude, one of the guys already at home chilling, waiting for his trial.
Exactly, bro. Did you see the Winosa killer? Did you see that? What's his name?
The Kyle, whatever his name is. Yeah.
Kyle, I forgot.
He was at a bar.
This dude is like, he's not even 17, 18, right? He's like bar. 18. Yeah. He's 18, maybe 19. He's at a bar, right? Throwing up like the white power symbols and stuff.
Proud Boy sign.
And it was literally like 12 hours after he was like released or something. Like, it was like so fast. And it's like, you mean to tell me that these actions, and again, illegally being in a place you're not supposed to be, but and you're over here throwing up white power symbols and laughing with everybody and shit like that. Like, come on, bro. It's pretty obvious now. You know what I mean? And like just shit like that. And it's just kind of an example of what we're talking about is sometimes there's people in our country that get in trouble, quote unquote, and they're fucking fine 2 months later. You know what I mean? But other people get locked up for something.
Yeah,
and they're in there forever.
The behavior afterwards, it's so disturbing. And I just don't understand how people can be like that. Like I can understand like you defended yourself, that's what you like really feel, whatever, fine, cool, whatever, right? But like I don't think I could ever find it in myself to be proud of murdering people, aside from whatever those guys are doing in their own personal time. I heard it was some creepy ass shit, so like on the low, maybe they kind of deserve that shit, but that's not for us to decide, obviously. And and that kid definitely was not aware of what what those people were doing, in their personal lives. So like, it just kind of, it's weird to me that like, kind of being proud of like, oh yeah, I killed 2 people and I'm free now. Like, like I was justified in the murder of those guys. And it's like, that stuff should mess you up. You shouldn't be gallivanting around kind of parading that you murdered people. Like that's, it's weird. It's not.
It makes you wonder how many times he's done it before in the past to make him so nonchalant about it,
Yeah, but then you see like the demeanor of his mother and like and her history of like with involvement in kind of like societies and things like that, that were kind of the conspiracies were surrounding him, and it kind of brought light to like his upbringing in a sense and the type of person his mom is. And obviously again, it's not for really us to judge because we weren't there or don't know them personally, but it doesn't look good. You know what I'm saying? Like it just don't look
also
good.
Another thing with the whole storming of the Capitol and all that stuff, the FBI apparently issued a warning about potential plots to storm government buildings within all 50 capitals across the states, supposedly like on Inauguration Day or whatever. So hopefully tomorrow nothing crazy happens or nothing else crazy happens. It'd low-key be kind of interesting to see it actually happen, but I don't think it will. Hopefully, fingers crossed nothing terrible happens or whatever. I'm hearing it's like super hard to even get close to the White House right now after what happened, or not the White House, but the Capitol building or that area of DC. It's super difficult to kind of just navigate the area right now because of what happened. So like I'm guessing they're taking more precautions. I know that I saw photos of like different National Guards kind of laying in there and stuff, which was funny because they were talking about like pray for our soldiers in there, like trying to keep the area secure. And like, you kind of look real close and it's like, well, all of them are sleeping and there's no magazines and a single weapon. So it's like, it's a lot of like the military, like even for like active military is like show of force, bro. It's like, your weapons aren't even loaded or nothing like that. It's kind of sad, like how somewhat defensive you are, but it's like shooting is like the very last ditch effort for like military. But, like you can't do nothing else. Like the last thing you can do is shoot, like, and most of the time you got to get permission, or like somebody's got to say like, like tell them to like lock and load their weapons, which is insane. But I mean, but whatever, what else we got going on here? You guys want to jump into sports real quick? A little bit has happened, right? I know a couple things. I know some of these words,
I watched that the other day. Good Burger. Oh man. I know some of these words.
One thing that I want to point out, shout out to Daniel's guys. LaMelo Ball hits his first triple double in the NBA. I guess he's also the youngest player in NBA history to hit a triple double. So that's kind of interesting.
All right, that's enough. I'm already pissed off. I was already pissed off about the draft.
That's your guy, man. Even though he's on the team, that's your guy.
Could have had all that happening on my team. I'm sick and tired of my team being stupid. And when it comes to draft time, I'm sick. And tired.
I'm not trying to discredit anybody or any hoopers moving forward, but in the last, I would say 5 to 10 years, basketball has kind of been saturated defensively because of all the rules and the lack of physicality. So all of these records for scoring and assists and stuff like that, all these records are about to get blown through the roof. You know what I'm saying? Like we might see LeBron be a top 3 in probably 5 or 6 or 7 different stat lines, and it's only going to last for like 3-4 years. And just to put that into perspective, we're talking about LeBron has probably been the best player in this lifetime, and since he's been in the league.
Careful,
you know what I mean? Careful. No, I'm just saying. Kobe was on the back half of his career. It's not like they played the same 2017 seasons. You know what I mean? So it was kind of a transition. But for this, I would say 2005 to 2020, it's been a LeBron dominant era. And for us to think that after he retires, he's not going to be the leader in points or assists or triple doubles or things like that. You know what I'm saying? So LaMelo is definitely, he's on the right track, but who knows, man? It's going to be hard for these young cats to like make a case for Hall of Fame and stuff because there's no way they can separate themselves from the rest because everybody's going to be averaging 25 at some point. You know what I mean? We're gonna see it in the next 10 years, I'm guessing, where there's a game that gets close to a team scoring 200 points.
And it won't be the All-Star game.
So what do you guys think about the whole James Harden situation? More so him appearing fat and then him not appearing fat in a matter of days.
He had a sweatsuit on. I could tell
so?
that picture with the Rockets. Yeah. He had a like a weight vest on.
Okay.
And then with a shirt over it, and then his shirt. Like that's not you go.
It looked insane.
Yeah. In order to gain, but see, that was only 3 weeks between his last photo. So in order to gain that much weight, that means you have to have been working out excessively up until then. And I'm not just talking about running up and down the court. I'm talking about boxers. You know how like boxers have to make weight and then they'll gain 12 pounds in like 12 hours, you know? It's not what happened. It was just definitely him pudging up a little bit, probably a little bloated, had a hefty meal, and then just put on an extra shirt, like no biggie. He's bigger, but let's keep it real though. He's a guard. He's like a 6'3", 6'4" guard. You know what I'm saying? That's massive for us. You know what I'm saying? He's gigantic. But for NBA, where the average person is 6'9", 6'10", you think that little bit of extra weight is going to hurt him? I think it's going to help him, if anything. People was worried about, his conditioning, his this and that. You show me one point guard that's going to be able to stop him in the paint or on the perimeter with his dribbling ability and a legal step back. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to work. So he finally got what he wanted. He cried about it. Now he's in Brooklyn playing with KD. And him and KD went off for like 30 plus, and he went for a triple-double his first game. So it's about to be nasty.
And Kyrie wasn't even playing.
Kyrie, honestly, he need to pack his bags and get the fuck out of Dodge, bro. He just need to go. You see his press conference, or finally, like he went back to practice today, and a reporter was like, "How have you, asking the stupid, obvious questions? How have you been? Where was the contact with your team? You missed 7 games now. Did you follow protocols? Like, it's all a setup." You could tell, like, the reporters in basketball are the absolute worst because they think they're asking smart questions, but they're just like trying to make an ass of themselves successfully. You know what I'm saying? But it just kind of goes to show where basketball is right now. Guys are calling their own shots, saying I don't want to play here, calling out where they want to play and stuff. So it's really, even from my lifetime, I never thought I'd say this, but like, I don't know about pro sports, man. I love watching them, but there's just so much. There's just so much so much drama and so much not about the actual game that people make too important. And I'm
shout out to Kyrie Irving, by the way, for purchasing a home for George Floyd's family. If that is true, that's some pretty dope shit right there for sure.
Oh, he's a great person. He just mentally he has to choose a side. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got so many worldly issues and family stuff going on.
He's major in activism for sure.
Unless you hoop. Right. Most people use their talents to distract them from everything that's going on with life. But obviously, he's shown everybody I can't do both. So instead of just respecting the fact that he wants to step away from the game and get his mind right, everybody's like, well, from a basketball aspect, you're doing this or you're doing that. If I was his homie, I would just say, bro, take the year off. You don't need all the extra money. You got millions in the bank. Get your mind right and come back, just like Muhammad Ali did, just like Jordan did, just like, you know what I'm saying? Why are we attacking Kyrie when it's like all these greats? And I'm not saying Kyrie's legendary like that, but all these greats did it. Why can't Kyrie?
Switching over to NFL, I know like we had like the the second, so it's the division championships, right before the Super Bowl. So what's the round before that called?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Final four.
It's division championships. It's now, and then it's the conference championships. It was the wild card division, the wild card last week.
No, we're at conference now. We're down to the final.
My bad. I skipped
the division championships that happened. First and foremost, I want to say congratulations to the Browns. I can't even believe they got that far. First of all, second of all, I can't believe they actually almost beat the Chiefs. Like, they were down by a touchdown, I think, at the end of the game. That's
Man, them stupid Browns.
Honestly, that's how the Chiefs been playing the last,
Yeah.
I want to say 10 games. All their games have gone like that. Like we get it, you're impressive, but I don't think they really beat no teams. They just been getting past teams, relying on the talent of the roster. But they ain't been beating nobody though like that.
Yeah. Did you guys think that the Saints would lose to the Bucks?
I did not think that. I thought Drew Brees was
I
going
didn't either. I did
to.
not.
Before the game even started, Josh hit me up. He was like, "Oh, you finally get your wish at Tom Brady versus Drew Brees matchup," and I was like, "Yeah, it's the GOAT versus Tom Brady," and he made me look absolutely stupid.
Well, I was going to say to kind of defend in your defense a little bit. That was more of a defensive game win for the Bucks.
Yeah, but I mean, also, if I'm being straight up honest, beforehand I had the Bucks winning because the last 3 to 4 weeks on defense, their defense had been getting better, and the Saints' defense has been top 3 all year. But offensively, Michael Thomas, the Saint, obviously probably like the NFL's leader in receptions and touchdowns last year or something like that. He's been hobbled. So he's not there. And then apart from that, it's like, who else is their main receiver, And I'm gonna keep it real. Drew Brees has lost a lot of zip. He lost a lot of zip on his throws, and for a guy who's a little shorter, who has to make sure he can get the throw over the lineman, if you can't get that extra bit of some mustard on it, you're gonna have a long day. And we saw the same thing with Tua this year. So I think it's a wrap for him. To be honest, I think he's done. Because 2 years ago, Drew Brees got hurt toward the end of the season, and the little bit of rest helped him throughout the playoffs until it went away again. This year, he got hurt earlier in the season. He rested 5-6 games again, and came back, but he don't even look energized like he did last year after the rest. So it just kind of like it's taking him longer and longer to recuperate from these games and from hits. So at that point, I think it's just the father time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
kind of.
I'm a firm believer. The NFL never let him see Tom Brady when they're both in their primes.
Welcome back to Daniel's Conspiracy Corner.
Oh, hey, big facts. Or Peyton Manning.
Yes, because there is Tom Brady played Peyton Manning a bunch of times in the AFC championships and all that. So, but as far as him going up against another legend quarterback in all his Super Bowl wins, I can't. Unless I'm missing something. I don't remember any other legendary quarterback going up against Tom Brady.
But let's not forget, the Saints never had a good defense until this year. And the year that they actually won it, they got certain turnovers. Need I remind, it was the Brett Favre when he was on the Vikings. The last time the Saints went to the Super Bowl was because Brett Favre threw across his body doing gunslinger shit, and Tracy Porter got that interception, and that locked up the game. The Saints weren't even supposed to win that game. So even the year that the Saints won, they got there because they got a little bit of help on defense. And up until this year, it's just too late. You know what I'm saying? Like if you would have gave Drew Brees this defense 3 or 4 other seasons, this caliber defense, you're talking about 2 or 3 rings. But let's keep it real. When it comes down to the big game, you got to have defense, and I just don't think the Saints have had that. And I maybe the Patriots just had a better defense throughout, and I think they did. You know what I mean? They had some pretty solid defenders over there. So even when Tom Brady couldn't get it done,
Who's the conference games? It's Bucks versus Packers, and then the
Chiefs versus the Bills. My pick is still good. WYO.
Josh Allen. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Who do you guys got then?
Like I said, I want to see the Bills in the Super Bowl because I want to go for Josh Allen. I want to go for half the Panthers team. Anyway, but if Patrick Mahomes does go, I really want to see Patrick Mahomes versus Rodgers, battle of the 12s.
Yeah, I want to see the Packers regardless.
Yeah,
I just don't think
the discount double checks.
I don't want to have. Okay, think about it. We've been football fans the majority of our lives now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, what have we always had to? What does the world have to put up with the last 20 years? the chances of the Patriots always getting to the fucking Super Bowl, right? But there's been one constant, Tom Brady, and as hate him or love him, he's been there, and it's just as annoying as when LeBron gets to the finals every year, right?
Yeah.
Like we're not trying to ignore the greatness, but it's just like, damn, like there's fucking 30 teams, right? So I would hate to have had to have seen the Patriots have a 50% chance of getting to the championship game every year, and as soon as Tom Brady leaves, still have a former Patriot there. I'm over it, son. And I just think Aaron Rodgers is that much better than Tom Brady, at least at this point of their careers. At this point, Aaron Rodgers is dominant over Tom Brady, and if the Bucks win, I'll be pissed.
Yeah.
So
I got some games I want to watch for sure.
I think the Chiefs and the Bills is somewhat of a toss-up, but I got my money on the Bills because the Chiefs have been having to rely on the fact that if these teams don't get a hot start, we're going to make this game feel really long, and then we'll come out on the end. I think the Bills have the offense this year to where it's like, we don't have to run the ball to get going. You know, we got Stephon Diggs and this guy that can throw 85 yards in the air, right? So good luck. But I got the Bills and the Packers this weekend. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. I'm excited to actually watch those games too. Do you guys have anything else for sports, golf, or baseball news?
Oh, this boy Von Miller is wilding, huh?
Yeah, boy.
That shit is crazy.
I cannot believe somebody was just air. Well, I can't believe it. Let me stop playing. But man, I never saw that coming from Von Miller. Him airing that woman out like, yeah, right.
I mean, come on. The dude led the NFL in sacks one year. You know he's just trying to get you in the sack. I don't know why you expect too much from these men. Brad, you got the backup story on that? The backstory on that, Brandon?
About what he said?
Yeah, Von Miller.
Yeah, Daniel has sent it in the group chat. What did he tell that girl that he wishes that she would have a miscarriage, and that he said that like he should have left her where he found her or some shit like that?
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He should have left her where he found her. He's hoping she has a miscarriage, that she's like super evil and all that, and you know she just wants it for his money and all that stuff. And then at the end, he was just like, "You wanna have sex and make up?" Like,
okay. Well, that kills my question because I was gonna ask: is there a chance that there's another, possibly like a bitter female on his end sending that, and then when you ended it with that, but let me pull up though, I was just like, oh, never mind. So, I guess not.
No, he really feeling the way out here in these streets, and it goes to show people like, have conversations in person. Stop sending your information. Stop sending all these stupid texts all over the internet and all that stuff, because it never goes away. Even though you delete it off your phone, delete it off your app, somebody has a way to get it, and they just go wait for the right time to spring it on you, because this stuff didn't happen recently. Like I feel like this stuff happened a few months ago, and then all of a sudden she was just like, bam, I'm gonna drop the hammer on you right now out of nowhere.
Kick him while he's down too, while his team had a horrible season and all that. No playoffs or nothing. Hey, by the way, boom, screenshots.
And all that.
And while we're in sports too, the GM from the Giants, from the Mets, excuse me, baseball. The GM from the Mets got caught up, and he confessed to sending some dick pics or whatever to some old like secretary or reporter or something when he was with the Cubs. And he got fired right away.
That man got shafted. That's crazy.
They really busted his nut, huh? Crazy. But it's like, but I had a joke. His name is he's a GM, but does that stand for general manager or genital messenger? Who knows?
Oh my God.
That's crazy. Ain't that so? Just like, it's crazy because like if it, depending on your position, these things are more serious or less serious.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, I feel like you would think that, I don't know, you're most of these guys are older. They should know better. They've had, a lot of time in their respective career. You would just
time out. We don't know what was actually going on back then. She could have been like, send me the pic, and she was, I'm gonna just cut this away.
This dude had. She showed that he had like 60 something like unread messages and a bunch of like
my
photos.
He was
Like
talking to himself in the
17 photos.
DMs. Oh no.
He sent her a bunch of pictures of like the hotel room and like all the nice stuff and bottles and shit. And then the last two pics was like one of like his pants with the bulge.
Oh my god.
And then the final pick was the money shot. It was the bird. So, so it's just kind of, it's just like, damn, bro. Like,
chill.
I know for a fact there is millions of men out here sending these pics. You know what I'm saying? And don't be scared. Like, it's okay to send those pics if she asks for them. Okay,
Gotta ask first. Unsolicited dick pics is not okay. Not in 2021.
Hey, but as men, do we feel that way about titties and women? Do we feel like if a woman sends me a nude out of nowhere, do I feel offended?
Yes.
Depends on the woman.
It does depend. It does depend on the woman, but like I will admit. And hold on a second. That's true. I will admit. I have been somewhat of a nude fiend back in my heyday, you know. But today though, like that shit does not turn me on. Like
yeah, like what's next? Huh?
Yeah, like I'm like, you know what? I'm older. I ain't got the energy for this. I'm trying to play games with my homeboys. I'm chilling. I'm thinking about other shit, and you just gonna send me your titties? Like I'm not even horny right now.
You know what's
nothing.
crazy is when I was younger. I did not. I'm 30 now still, by the way. When I was younger, I'm talking like 18 to 23, 24. When I was younger, I couldn't give a fuck about lingerie. Because it's like the better it looks, the faster I want it off. Right? Like it's counterproductive.
Yeah.
But now that I'm getting and like I think it's kind of what you're saying is like nudes and stuff like that, they don't get to me because the internet is saturated, bro. As soon as I go to Instagram, no less than 3 thumb scrolls and I'm gonna see ass.
Yeah.
I'm going to see ass. So it don't excite me. I'm gonna see titties.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see all that. But if a girl hits me up on the low, like, check out this new Vicky Secrets I got on, and she like smiling in it and like holding a sandwich, baby, you got me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You feel me? So it's just I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older and booty don't excite me the same way. But a woman with a job with a pretty good credit score, that shit gets me hard, son.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Let me see. Hey. Let me see them bills getting paid, girl. You know what I mean?
I think as I get older, I'm finally understanding why men buy their women heels. Because I've never mind.
Strengthens the legs.
No, it's just something that I'm starting to realize that I'm into. Is like when a woman's in business attire and you know she's got her legs crossed and like and she's showing off the heels a little bit. It's kind of a sexy little sight to me a little bit, and I'm just like, I'm kind of understanding that now. Like it shouldn't have to be showing any skin. If she's got the nice booty shorts and she got them heels and I can see the legs and like that, I'm like. I'm kind of excited now. You don't gotta be fully naked for this. This is kind of
Becky, the receptionist, want to turn Daniel out.
Exactly. Somewhere between church girl and librarian, I got lost in love.
Oh my god.
Breaking news: baseball 3-time All-Star outfielder George Springer is going to be going to the Blue Jays. So that's a pretty big signing. He was on that Astros team that cheated. So
are they taking the trash can with him, or?
I know. I was gonna say he's a good player though, man. Just isn't it still disappointing? Like, well, y'all didn't have to cheat like that. Like, there's plenty of ways to cheat, but knocking on trash cans, bro, for the whole stadium to hear it. Come on, that's stupid.
Moving on to some movie news.
Wait. One more breaking sports news. It's not breaking news because, I mean, surprise. But Josh Gordon over here got suspended again.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He's
for the stay off of the weed didn't apply to him, apparently.
Nobody no more. Why do they hate him so much?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So what do we got? We got Chris Evans is reportedly returning as Captain America. I don't know if he's going to be playing young Captain America still, or he's going to be playing old Steve
You like
Rogers or
that? You
whatever.
like that news, Brandon? I know that's your dude,
It's
Captain
my dude
America.
for sure. But at the same time, I kind of want them to kind of deliver it the same way they usually do it, or they did in the comic books. In the comic book, Steve Rogers, like the super soldier serum, starts to like age him really rapidly. That's how he gets really old. And
Spoiler
then he passes on the mantle to Sam Wilson, which is the Falcon, the black dude. And eventually they find a cure, and he is reverted back to his like normal age. But Sam tries to give the shield back, and he rejects it, saying that he's earned the mantle and for him to keep it. And he gets like a shield that looks similar to the ones he had in Captain America, or in the Avengers Infinity War, the ones he got from Black Planet from Wakanda. But they have like little like heaters at the end, like they're like lasers basically, and it's like a 2-part shield just like that. It's like you can connect them together to make one shield, or you can separate them, and they both have like a laser at the end of them they can cut shit with. So it's pretty cool, and I would like to see that. Him come back, but then him still say that Sam deserves to have it. I'm sure we're gonna see some way that Sam earns it, like in an honorable way in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Which, by the way, the WandaVision has actually been released. The first 2 episodes are out already. It's interesting. It's definitely a different style than what I'm accustomed to. There's a lot of hustle and bustle and action inside, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And this being the first installment that we're going to get for Phase 4. It's pretty slow so far. It's a little bit of humor, like they kind of really stuck with that marketing point, like the I Love Lucy into like the, I don't know what you want to call like the next level of like sitcoms that they're doing or whatever, but like they're really sticking to that and like kind of throwing in little tidbits that are like, it's keeping me involved, and I'm gonna finish it for sure just because I'm a fan of like the whole franchise, but it's starting a little slow. And we have confirmation that Charlie Wilcox, who played Daredevil in the Netflix series Daredevil, he has reportedly wrapped up filming for Spider-Man 3. It has not been said exactly what his role is, not yet. But it would be silly to not assume that he's in the same role as either Matt Murdock or Daredevil, one of the two at least. So I'm excited for that to actually be happening. And then we also got a trailer for Willy's Wonderland, which is starring Nicolas Cage. If you guys have ever played the game Five Nights at Freddy's, it's pretty much the movie version of that. Nicolas Cage with a bunch of like animatronics that come to life that are trying to kill him. It's going to be pretty interesting to see, and Nicolas Cage has like that craziness about him that kind of fits in this movie very well. I know me and Joy were talking about that. He found his kind of like his niche, and like it's like that's like the serious box that he's stuck in is like the crazy look, the crazy guy. Like he's pretty good at that. And last but not least, 2 like major, streaming services. Netflix announced that they have 70 movies slated for 2021, and they've also said that at least 1 movie will be released every week, if not more. And then there was like a small little teaser for that, like their own little movies or whatever. Nothing, can't really think of anything big. But like most of their movie trailers, I feel like, or their teasers, kind of like were pointing to like the fact that they have big stars such as The Rock, Gal Gadot, Chris Hemsworth, Ryan Reynolds. There's a bunch of movies coming out with different people. But then, like the very next day, HBO released their teaser trailer for all the movies they have slated. And let me tell you, I know it's probably not as many movies, but it blew the Netflixes out of the water, though. Because it starts off with like King Kong versus Godzilla and then fighting. So it's like a quick teaser of that. We get the little teasers for Mortal Kombat that people have been waiting for. We get teasers of Malcolm and Marie. There's just a bunch of shit that's coming out that I'm sure everybody's super excited for. We even got a teaser for Space Jam with LeBron James. I was like, what? Like, what the hell? Like, where are the actual trailers? Like, when are these coming out, man? Like, and like, I know like Mortal Kombat is coming out in April, Godzilla coming out in March, and it's like, well, where's the trailer for this? This is very odd. Like, I'm used to seeing trailers a year in advance before a movie even comes out, So I know people are definitely eager to see those trailers just to kind of get a glimpse of what what's going to actually happen. Apparently, the plot synopsis for Mortal Kombat has already been released, though. So if you guys want to check that out online, I'm sure you can find it. And that's about it. That's all the info I got. I don't know if you guys have anything else.
No, I don't want to end this episode of Culture by the Uncultured without complaining about some culture as well. I'm fucking over y'all stupid ass social media challenges. I'm sorry, bro. I cannot do that. Like, I know y'all is bored. A lot of y'all ain't working right now. I know working from home and school from home is just so much. And I know ain't nothing else to do but just scroll your timeline. But God damn it, do something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, but a busted challenge or whatever challenge. When we
That is literally
gonna be productive.
That has literally
man.
been the talk of the town. There was Patrick Cloud made a video where it was like busted challenge of videos playing on my phone, and then it was like him and he was like grabbing like lotion and like tissues and stuff like that, and I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? But it's just
it's not even cute to me, bro. Like, it's just like the booty shaking stuff. Like, yeah, maybe I got excited when I was going to parties when I was 13 and 14, you know what I'm saying? 15, 16. But now that it's just like everywhere, what's so exciting about that shit?
I can understand that. I mean, I still get a little bit excited for it, but I mean, I definitely think that it gets like every challenge that kind of comes out gets oversaturated. Like, I feel like the first couple like big ones that we see are like cool, like, oh, like this is something new. It's kind of cool to see it. But then once it kind of like literally goes through everywhere, like it gets to the point where like now it's being mocked, or like people are like making videos of like, oh, like my girlfriend's about to do it. No, she's not finna do this. Like it's themselves, or like they cut the video off or something. Or just like, you know, you're just like, now a guy's doing it, but he's not even actually doing the challenge. He's like, you know, just walking around his house or something, like, or like showing off his bling or something. Like it kind of changes or whatever. Then it's like, okay, this meme, this challenge, whatever you want to call it, it's kind of ran its course. Let's move along now. I mean, let's go to something else.
At least the challenges aren't as dangerous as what they used to be. Remember a few years back, kids were eating those Tide Pods.
Oh yeah, and planking. Don't forget planking.
Or like kids were like making each other pass out and stuff. You know what I mean? Planking was definitely a big fad.
For sure.
A big challenge type of fad. But yeah, I'm just ready for like, the thing that bothers me is I don't mind that challenges and stuff exist. For kids, there's teenagers who are going to do dumb stuff or think certain stuff is funny and this and that. My problem is it's my fucking peers. Bro, you're fucking 32. This girl's like 33. Talk about some busted challenge, this and that, blah blah. But last week when you posted a picture of food, it looked like some dog slop. So if you don't work on that, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to see how weak or strong your knees is. You know what I'm saying? Let do a cook a full meal challenge. Okay.
Wow.
Let's do it. How about let's read a book challenge?
Oh my God.
Okay. Let's do something about that. Okay. Because I'm tired. Wear a mask challenge. God damn it.
I know that's right, for sure, for damn sure.
I know that's right. But damn, bro, like just pick your. And I guess maybe I'm being a little stubborn about it because even though I'm seeing it everywhere, for those people individually, it could be a 30-second video or a moment where they thought about doing that and that's it. So it's just all these little moments accumulating up to a big pile of BS that I just wasn't ready for. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I'll get over it. I'm just waiting for the next challenge that'll probably start next week.
Nah, tonight. You ain't even ready. It's gonna be the say goodbye to Trump challenge. It starts tonight at midnight.
We should just we should start. Like I said earlier, you know what I'm saying? If nudes don't excite me, maybe us as men, we should come together and just start these challenges on the low and just make them do things that we actually want to see.
That probably would work.
You know what I'm saying?
Actually, yeah. Like
we should do manipulative minds. Okay. we'll discuss this out there.
All right, Piglets, this has been another installment of Culture by the Occulture. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Culture by the Occulture. Remember, Piglets, Culture by the Occulture is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, and YouTube. We hope everyone out there is staying safe, and if you can't be safe, be deadly. Catch you guys next time. Later.